Okay, question 19. So this is a sketch of the graph y equals x take away 1 in brackets and then x minus 3 in brackets. So we've got this lovely sketch here, and we've got our y-axis, x-axis, and they've labelled 4 points for us. Part A says write down the coordinates of points A and B. Okay, so we're going to be working out these two coordinates here. Okay, now the first thing I notice about this is that they're on the x-axis, so that must mean that y equals 0. Okay, because they are on the x-axis. We've gone along some, but we haven't gone up or down any, so y is going to be 0. So we're going to use that to help us out. Okay, so because we know y is 0, we're going to substitute that into our original equation from the top. So it's going to be 0 equals, and then we've got x take away 1 and x take away 3. Okay, now remember that there is an invisible time sign between these two brackets. Okay, and for anything to times together and give you 0, one of these two must be 0. So what that means is I can have x take away 1 equals 0, x take away 1 equals 0, and then I could also have x take away 3 also gives me 0. Okay, so now I've just got two very simple equations here. So for this one, I can add 1 to both sides and I'll get x equals 1. X equals 1. And for the other equation, again it's very simple. I need to get rid of this minus 3. So I add 3 to both sides and I get x equals 3. Okay, now that's all good, but it wants the coordinates. So for point A, okay, we go along the corridor, so I'm going to go along 1. So my first coordinate will be 1, comma, and we already know that our y coordinate is 0 because it's on the x-axis. So A is 1, 0. And B is, well, I've gone along 3 because we worked out that could be 3. And again, it's going to be, the y value will be 0 because it's on the x-axis. Okay, and this works because if x was 1, 1 take away 1 is 0. So 0 times anything gives us 0. And on this side, if x was 3, 3 take away 3 is 0. So whatever this, doesn't matter what this is, 0 times anything is 0. That's how you get your answer to part A. Now part B, okay, it says work out the coordinates of P. So we're going to be working out this one up here. Now very, very similar strategy to this. So for this time, it's on the y-axis. So I know that the x coordinate is going to be 0 because normally we go along the corridor then up the stairs. This time, going from the origin, I've gone along none. I've only gone up the stairs. So I can already feel that the first part is 0. Okay, now because we know that x is 0, I can substitute this into our equation. Okay, just like I did before with the y values. So I'm going to have y equals 0 take away 1 in my first bracket. So 0 take away 1. And then in the second bracket, I'm going to replace x with 0 again. So 0 take away 3. Okay, now if we go down, okay, 0 take away 1 is minus 1. And 0 take away 3 is minus 3. So I've got minus 1 times minus 3. Okay, remembering I've got this times because there's an invisible time sign between these two brackets. Okay, so minus 1 times minus 3 gives me an answer of 3. Okay, so my y value is 3. So this coordinate up here must be 0, 0, 3. Gone along 0, up 3. Okay, now moving on to part C. Okay, work out the coordinates of the turning point Q. So turning point is down here. Okay, it's the lowest part of the parabola. It's the lowest point in the graph. So, okay, we know that A is 1 and B is 3. Okay, now because they're on the x-axis, okay, I know that the turning point is going to be exactly in the middle of those two there. So in the middle of 1 and 2 exactly, so 1 and 3 is 2 exactly. Okay, so I already know that my x coordinate is going to be 2. Okay, so I'm going to fill that in. Okay, just because it's in between 1 and 3. So just like before, yet again I'm going to use the equation because it's a sketch. I'm going to use the equation and I'm going to substitute in my x value. Okay, we know it's 2, so I'm going to have y equals, and then every time there's an x, I'm going to replace it with a 2. So y equals 2, take away 1, in my first bracket, and in the next bracket I'm going to have 2, take away 3. Okay, so let's go through and work this out then. So 2 take away 1 is 1. Remember, I've got my invisible times sign between my two brackets. So 1 times 2 take away 3, well that's minus 1. So 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Okay, so my y value is y equals minus 1. That's going to go in there. So Q is 2 minus 1.